Hello everyone, welcome to the official YouTube channel of SRN International School. Today we will be understanding the famous excerpt A Thing of Beauty from the famous lyrical ballad by John Keats. Background of the poem. A British romantic poet, John Keats, published his first epic poem, Endymion, in 1818. It's a narrative about the relationship between a goddess and her human lover. The poem is based on the Greek mythology, that is, of Endymion, the shepherd who falls in love with the moon goddess Cynthia. This excerpt, A Thing of Beauty, talks of how beautiful things gives us pleasure and relieve suffering and distress. This impressive piece, Endymion, begins famously with the line, "A thing of beauty is a joy forever." Now, let us know something about the poet. John Keats, he was born on 31st October 1795 and died on 23 February 1821. He was an English romantic poet and one of the main figures of the second generation of romantic poets, along with Lord Byron and P.B. Shelley. Despite his work having been in publication for only 4 years before his death, although his poems were not generally well received by the critics during his lifetime, his reputation grew after his death. The poetry of Keats is characterized by sensual imagery, most notably in the series of odes. Today, his poems and letters are some of the most popular and the most analyzed in English literature. His notable works are To Autumn, Ode to a Nightingale, On First Looking into Chapman's Homer, and Ode on a Grecian Urn. Introduction of the poem. This poem presents the reader with the views of Keats on beauty and its value, and its importance to humans. Beauty, in whatever form it may be found, is an eternal joy to humans because it offers humans the constant opportunity to reflect on that beauty, which stands in such stark contrast to the dejection, monotony, and ugliness of our everyday lives. In spite of all the difficulties and the sufferings that humans face, beauty has the ability to produce happiness and temporarily shift the burdens that humans bear. Keats therefore establishes that, in his view of the world, life for humans consists of unremitting struggles and difficulties, and it is only beauty in its various guises that is able to shift those trials and at least temporarily produce happiness. Central idea of the poem. The idea is very simple but significant. The poet gives the idea that beautiful things are the source of great joy and happiness. The poet says that the creation made by God provide energy and happiness. The things present all around us gives a lot of reasons to make us feel happy. This poem therefore focuses on the theme of happiness and how it can be experienced. It inspires us and gives us the courage to fight against all the odds. Theme of the poem. The very opening line of the poem, A Thing of Beauty, openly recites the very theme of the poem. Any beautiful object is always treasured in our mind because it provides us eternal and everlasting joy. The happiness that anything beautiful provides never fades into nothingness, but multiplies manifold whenever it returns to our mind. Now, let us understand this poem in a better way through paraphrasing. And poet has very beautifully blended all his thoughts in this particular excerpt that we are going to read. So in this line number 1 to 4, it says, "A thing of beauty is a joy forever. Its loveliness increases. It will never pass into nothingness." The poem begins with the famous line, "A thing of beauty is a joy forever," meaning that a beautiful thing always gives joy to humans. It will never pass into nothingness, that is, Its beauty will never die. Instead of its loveliness increases, the poet then compares the thing of beauty with a number of other things to describe how much important it is. For the perception of the poet regarding beauty, that it never goes off with the passing time, rather it beautifies more and more. Now let's proceed to line number 5 to 8, and it says, and a sleep full of sweet dreams and a health and quiet breathing. Therefore, on every morrow are we wreathing a flowery band to bind us to the earth. So here in these lines, the poet is highlighting that if we are there amidst the beautiful nature, we will get a very sound sleep and we will experience sweet dreams. According to the poet, beautiful things are like the peaceful shade of plants for us. It is a sleep full of sweet dreams and health and quiet breathing. By comparing the thing of beauty by all these things, he wants to prove that it has a significant role to play in the life of human beings. And the poet further says that as the things of beauty is fundamentally important to us, every morning we collect the flower-like charm of the beautiful things and make a band of it that gives us joy. Now in line number 9 to 12, it says, spite of despondence of inhuman dearth, of noble natures, of the gloomy days, of all the unhealthy and over-darkened ways, made for our searching. Here, in these lines, the poet highlights that there are unhappy moments in our life. We lack nature in the inhuman, materialistic life. We have to face unhealthy ways, griefs, and even failures. So here, the poet wants to say that without beauty, the earth will be full of cruel people, sad and gloomy moments. It is the beauty which is created by God which helps us to remove the sadness from our hearts. Line number 13 to 16. Yes, in spite of all, some shape of beauty moves away the pall. From our dark spirits, such the sun, the moon, trees old and young, sprouting a shady boon. But here the poet says, but in spite of all these gloomy things, a thing of beauty takes away all these troubles and gives us joy and peace. The poet gives example of things of beauty that gives us joy and happiness. He has quoted the examples and he has said that the sun, the moon, trees old and young that grow up give peaceful shade to our spirit. For simple sheep and such are daffodils with the green world they live in, and clear rills that for themselves a cooling coverting make against the hot season, the mid-forest break. In this stanza, when the poet is giving the examples of the things of beauty that gives us joy and happiness, he says, innocent sheep, which is a symbol of divinity, daffodils that makes the earth look green and beautiful, pure and cool streams. Poet says that all these things are like a blessing bestowed on all the creatures by earth. He means that flowers with their beauty and rivers with their coolness during the hot summers. All of these are the beauties of nature, which are like a boon for us. Line number 21 to 24, and it says, rich with a sprinkling of fair musk rose blooms, and such too is the grandeur of dooms. We have imagined for the mighty dead all lovely tales that we have heard or read. In these lines, poet want to highlight that there are summers in which the fair musk rose blooms that shine or sparkle the season. The poet refers to the beauty of the grandeur, that is, magnificent and impressive memory of the mighty dead that is, the martyrs who sacrificed their lives for the good cause. There is the joy of the lovely tales that we have heard or read, which we hear about them. The poet further carries on with a description of the more beautiful things present on earth, such as the beautiful musk roses which have such a nice fragrance. Then he describes the tales of the mighty warriors who laid their lives for their country or for humanity. And in these last lines he says, "An endless fountain of immortal drink pouring unto us from the heavens bring." And these are really the most beautiful lines of the poetry, I should say. He says that these beautiful things are the gifts from God for all of us. They are like a nectar given by God to us. And these are those beauties which are immortal and give us a reason to live on this earth despite having so many sorrows in life. Thus, nature is the endless fountain of immortal drink, which it pours unto us from the heavens bring. The line means that nature gives us immortal joy that comes from heaven, and hence it is the ultimate source of happiness. Now, let us move and know about the literary device which is used in this poem. First of all, metaphor. We have seen words like bower quiet, which refers to quite shady part in the garden, sweet dreams, that is happy dreams, wreathing a flowery band, that means connecting to a nature, pall, a covering like a shroud, endless fountain of immortal drink refers to the deeds of great men and women that have made them a source of inspiration for people of all times. So there are a list of beautiful things which are used as metaphor. Then we have next is alliteration, and you can see noble natures or cooling covert or band to bind. These are some of the examples where alliteration is used. The another literary device is imagery, where we have seen the words like flowery bands, clear rills, daffodils in green world, endless fountain of eternal drink. So these are some of the imageries. We have transferred epithet also in this, that is gloomy days, unhealthy and over darkened ways. In fact, we will get to know that there is oxymoron, like in mighty dead. Now let us know about critical appreciation of the poetry. A Thing of Beauty belongs to the romantic genre. The poem is written in rhyming couplets and the rhyming scheme is AABB. As we know, escapism was one of the essential features of their writings. They began to escape from the realities and took the realm of fantasy. They started to come back to nature. Existence of beauty in nature was greatly felt by these poets of Romantic era, and they were the worshippers of nature. Although it was William Wordsworth who is called so, no poet of this era was detached from nature. John Keats, one of the major romantic poets, beautification is the best feature of his writings, and he had the artistic power of making beauty more beautiful. That is why Keats is called lover of beauty. He thought beauty can never be faded to nature, but it is the human world that decays itself. According to him, a beautiful thing or thought can render an everlasting pleasure. His epical poem Endymion refers to this expression, that is, a thing of beauty is a joy forever. So students, if you have found this video helpful, please don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Thank you.